Hey y'all, let's make a cheesy broccoli casserole. Alright, so I have just a little bit of water in my pot here. This is probably about an inch deep. I'm going to be using frozen broccoli and some cauliflower. Now, using frozen, you could probably skip this step, but I still like to do it. But now, if you use fresh broccoli, you definitely want to blanch it first, okay? But I still like to do it even being frozen, okay? And instead of adding some salt to my boiling water, I'm going to do a little bit of chicken bouillon. It just gives it a little bit of extra flavor. So I'm just going to sprinkle some in, maybe about a teaspoon or so, give or take. And of course, like I said, that is optional. Okay, let it come up to a good boil, just like this. And then I have a bag of the florets here. This is a 12-ounce bag. So I'm going to toss them in. And like I said, I don't do enough water for it to completely cover. Just enough to where I can basically steam it. I have a little steaming pot, but I just always like to go this route, but you can do it however you would like. And this is a 12-ounce bag of frozen cauliflower. Now, if you want to do all broccoli, you can. This is a 12-ounce bag of the broccoli cuts. This is going to be more of your smaller pieces. I like to usually do a bag of each. Okay. Alright, you see how it doesn't have enough water to cover it, and that's okay. I just mostly want it to just kind of cook and steam it just a little bit. I mean, once this comes up to a good rolling boil again, I will take it off and strain it, and I will hit it with some cold water to stop the cooking process, and then I'll come back and we'll make up a delicious cheese sauce. Y'all, this is so easy. Where's my lid at? Oh, right here. This is so easy, and it is so good. I always make a big batch like this because I just eat on it for a few days. I can even just get it out and eat it by itself. It is so good if you love broccoli. Hey y'all, just real quick, I want to show you. I ended up sprinkling a little bit more of the chicken bouillon over the top here, as you can see. So make that, I told you about 1 teaspoon. Let's go ahead and make that about 2-3 teaspoons. Alright, so as you can see here, our broccoli and cauliflower has come up to a good rolling boil. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drain it, and I'll come back and we'll do our cheese sauce. Alright y'all, let's start with our little sauce mixture. I'm going to start with about 2 tablespoons of butter. Actually, I think it's about 1.5 sticks. There's really no measuring to this, y'all. I change it up all the time. I make this using whatever cheeses I have. And tonight, what I have is, let's see, what I do? Oh, here it is. I have some Velveeta, a little bit of the white queso, and a little bit of the yellow. I would say between all of these, I may have about, about 6 ounces. And then I had some slices of the American cheese in the fridge that I needed to use up, so I just chopped those up. And then I have some cream cheese here. Now, for my cream cheese, I like to do about, 3 to 4 ounces. But I still had some of this whipped cream cheese, so I'm going to use that. Let me find me a spoon here. So I only used a little bit of my block cream cheese because I wanted to use the rest of this. So in here I have, maybe an ounce or so left. I'm going to get that out, use it, and put it in there. So basically, whatever cheese of your choice, some cream cheese, a little bit of butter, that's where you're going to start, okay? And I've got to shred up my mild cheddar, or sharp cheddar I have in the fridge, and I have forgot to shred that up. So I've got to do that real quick while this is melting down. So I'm going to do that. Get that out. And y'all, this is a delicious little sauce mixture. Okay? Alright, y'all, I'm just going to let this, I'm going to keep it on a low temperature, let all of this melt. I'm going to add some sour cream to it to help thin out that cheese. And we're going to add some seasonings to it, get our broccoli and cauliflower in here. And I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, y'all, our cheese is melting down. I'm going to add in some sour cream. I am thinking about a good 1/3 of a cup or so. Mix that around. Like I said, it really helps to thin out that cheese. And then I'm going to do a little bit of heavy whipping cream. This is optional. You can do milk. You can, if you don't have either of those, you could do a little bit of broth. Just whatever you want to add to just thin it out a little bit, because we are going to pop this in the oven, so you want to give it a little bit of liquid to cook in, okay? It still seems a little bit thick, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more heavy cream. You just have to eyeball it, y'all, and just kind of go with it. Let's go ahead and add some seasoning. So I'm going to do some of my garlic and herb. This is a salt-free. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to do some parsley. Of course, you'll know that. And a little bit of garlic salt. Okay. Instead of just regular salt. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do some black pepper. Y'all, I'm just going to let this finish melting down. Of course, you've got to do this. It's a slow process. And then I'll come back and we'll get our broccoli and cauliflower in. Alright, here is our broccoli and cauliflower. Now, I went through there after I got it drained. I went through there, and some of the bigger pieces, I like to cut them just into more bite-sized pieces. So if you want to do that, you certainly can. And I just have me a little casserole dish here. I sprayed it real good. And we're just going to mix all this up. And then we're going to pour it in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that in there. I don't know what size this is. You know, I've told y'all this before. It's like a deeper casserole dish. It's not real wide, but it's deeper than my other ones. Let me get me a different spoon here. Let's see. You know, I'm telling you, this casserole is so good. When I made it before, I ate the whole thing like in a day and a half. It was so good, I couldn't quit eating it. It was delicious. Okay. So we'll just spread that out. And like I told you, you use whatever kind of cheese you have. Whatever you have on hand, whatever you like. If you don't like Velveeta, that's okay. Add a different kind. Which actually, this looks a little thick to me. Honestly, I think I want to add a little bit more heavy cream. I think it's because I used a different kind of cheese. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more. Y'all know I just cook as I go. So this is what happens. I decide something and then, there we go. Just something to kind of thin it out a little bit, because I want to allow it some cooking time, you know, so it needs that. And using that white Velveeta, it doesn't look as yellow. Normally I would just use all yellow, but I didn't have that much, and so I used some of the white. So that is giving it the lighter color, but normally it's more of a yellow color. Alright. I'm going to put more black pepper on it for sure. I'll just put it over the top. Okay. Wipe this off. And then I have some sharp cheddar here that I've grated up and put that over the top. I have my oven on 350. I've got our steaks out, which, like I said, I'll put all this together on that video with the steaks. I just wanted to do a different video for just this casserole in case somebody just wanted to watch it, okay? And so now what we're going to do, one last thing, I have me some butter here, half a stick of butter, and one little packet of the Ritz, or half a pack of the Ritz crackers. Y'all know I love these little half packs. Hang on. But to our butter, first, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic salt. Not much of that. Some of our Kinder's The Blend. Some parsley. Okay. A few poppy seeds. Not much, just a few. Alright. And black pepper. Alright, and then we're going to put our crackers in. Okay. Get me a, let's see, what do I want to use here? Get me another spoon now. I'm going to mix this up. Okay. Now we're just going to put this over the top. And then just kind of spread it out over your cheese. Like that. Don't have to be perfect. Okay. Alright. In the oven, like I said, 350. I can't remember how long I cooked this, but I'll let you know whenever I come back. I'm thinking maybe 20-25 minutes or so. And in the meantime, we are going to get our potatoes going and all of that ready to serve up with our steaks. And so I'll be back in a little bit, y'all. Alright, y'all, look at our broccoli and cheese casserole. It looks so good. I'm gonna get some out. I'm gonna let it sit for a second, and then we're gonna do a little taste test. I'm just gonna put some out in this little bowl here because I'm going to have it with my smothered steak and gravy and mashed potatoes and all of that on the other video, but we'll go ahead and do a little taste test here. That way, I wanted to do this separate just in case maybe some of you might not want to see one or the other. So I thought I'd just do two separate little dishes or two separate little videos. But here this is. Don't that look nice? Alright, y'all, I'm going to let this cool for a second. I'll come back and we're going to taste it. Alright, y'all. You know I am impatient. I am so impatient when it comes to doing the taste test. I can't stand it. I'm just always so ready to get it done. But, you know, I have my potatoes back here cooking. That's probably, you can probably hear it cooking. That is for our smothered steak and gravy. Yeah, this is so good and so easy. And I don't know, there's just something about it. You know, it's really no different than just making broccoli and cheese, but when you make it up like that and then you put it in the oven and cook it and put the cheese on top and the Ritz crackers, it just I don't know, it takes it to a whole different level. This would, you know, we got the holidays coming up. This would be the perfect little holiday side dish. Everybody will love it, I'm telling you. I'm definitely going to have it on my table this year for the holidays. This is one of those things that I just threw together one night, and then I loved it. So good, y'all. Alright, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to get our potatoes mixed and made up, and then I will be having this and our mashed potatoes and our steak and gravy all on the video with the smothered steak and gravy that I have already started. I'll go back to that video. So look at this hair, y'all. I tell you what, it's a mess. So if you've seen the video, or if you're seeing this video rather, just know that I have another video where I'm showing where I have some smothered steaks over here, making some mashed potatoes, and I'm going to put all this together. It's going to be a delicious little meal. Alright, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.